The market roared as the baker lunged, his fingers grazing the boy's worn tunic. Boots skidded over wet cobblestones as the child fled into a narrow alley. He pressed his back against the cold bricks, clutching the stolen crust. A shadow detached from the sunlight. Jesus walked forward, his footsteps silent. "Child, where are you?" he asked softly. The boy squeezed his eyes shut. "I want to help you. Do not be afraid." They reached a sagging shack where the boy's mother lay breathless. "She is sick," he whispered, his voice cracking. "We have no food." Jesus placed a hand on his shoulder. "I know your heart is full of love. Courage and kindness will change your life more than fear ever could." Together, they sought help from neighbors, returning with baskets of grain. As his mother reached for his hand, the boy turned to give thanks. Jesus was already walking into the golden horizon. Standing tall, the boy knew his path. At the city gate, a blind man tapped his wooden staff against the dusty ground. His frayed robe and grime-caked skin told a story of 1,000 miles. "Jesus of Nazareth is passing!" someone shouted. The blind man lunged forward. "Son of David, have mercy on me!" he bellowed. The crowd surged like a wall. "Be silent!" a man hissed, shoving him back. But the beggar screamed even louder. The noise vanished. A shadow fell over him, blocking the harsh sun. He froze, chest heaving, as a warm hand pressed against his eyelids. A sharp, stinging heat pierced through years of shadow. He gasped. Suddenly, the black void shattered. Jagged stone walls appeared. Then the stinging blue of the sky, and finally, faces swirling with color. He looked at his hands, then at the figure before him. "I see," he whispered. The man fell to his knees, watching Jesus walk calmly into the distance. The afternoon sun pressed down on the plains of Mamre like a heavy weight. Abraham sat in the mouth of his tent, watching the horizon where the air trembled with heat. Suddenly, 3 figures emerged from the shimmering haze, moving with a quiet, unsettling purpose. He ran to meet them, bowing low until his forehead touched the scorched earth. Activity exploded within the camp. Abraham drew cool water to wash the dust from their feet, while Sarah worked with frantic hands, kneading fine flour for fresh bread. The 3 guests sat in the dappled shade of the great oaks, eating in a silence that felt heavy. Then, a voice of unearthly authority broke the silence. "By this time next year, Sarah shall have a son." Behind the heavy fabric of the tent, Sarah laughed a bitter, private ripple of disbelief. "Why did Sarah laugh?" the visitor asked, his gaze piercing the walls like glass. Sarah froze, her heart hammering. She realized these were no mere travelers. Stepping out, trembling, she heard the final, haunting question. "Is anything too hard for the Lord?" The town sleeps deeply under a thick, heavy blanket of winter snow. Streetlights flicker, casting long blue shadows against the pristine white rooftops. Heavy boots crunch into the fresh powder as Santa steps onto the shingles. He shifts his massive sack, feeling the leather straps bite into his shoulders. He kneels. With a steady hand, he pries open the attic window and slides into the darkness. Inside, the floorboards groan under his weight. Suddenly, a child shifts in bed. The mattress springs hum softly, a sound like thunder in the quiet room. Santa freezes instantly, his hand white-knuckled on his sack, his breath hitching in his chest. He waits, heart pounding, until the child's breathing steadies into a rhythmic hum. Safe at last, he moves to the tree, placing colorful boxes and straightening a silver ornament. He checks his list with a quick nod and retreats. Back on the roof, the wind howls. He pulls his collar tight, steps into the void, and vanishes into the swirling white storm.